Welcome back to the Kakado channel. So this right here is a Miata transmission with an RX7 bell housing. This means you could use Miata transmission internals into an RX7. RX7 transmission and Miata transmissions are basically the same design. You got tail housing, center section, this is what houses the gears, and the bell housing. Most of the time you could just swap and match them together and they'll all bolt up together, but things are a little bit more complicated than that. And what you gotta do is basically disassemble a Miata transmission down to the input shaft and machine down about an inch off the splines and an inch off the shaft. This guy right here is the input shaft. A Miata one is about an inch longer. What you have to do is put this on a lathe and machine it down to the same size as an RX-7 shaft. Since nobody wanted to do the job for me, I had to learn how to use a lathe and machine it myself. When no one wants to do it for you, you just gotta do it yourself. So if my transmission blows up in 50 miles, you'll know why. I probably wouldn't even upload this video if it blew up. I wouldn't be able to handle the shame. The first benefit are the gear ratios. The other benefit is the NB shifter turret, much better feeling shifter. The only downside of using an NB trans is now I have to use a different transmission mount. An RX-7 one mounts down here, but an NB one doesn't have the same hole, so I gotta do a little bit of improvisation. Well, since this guy's finally built, the last thing to do now is to throw it in and drive it. Nice and hot. This is my new cooking show.
Welcome back to the Kakado channel.
Welcome back.
With Cross Thread Andy.
Cross Thread Andy?
Yeah.
Sneak peek at the new car. Don't look. Don't. The stock transmission has a transmission mount that sits right about here, but NB tail housing only mounts up back there. So what I've done is welded this together. This is another transmission mount. This will bolt up back there. This will stand back there. Welded these together. This will sit back here, but the mounting holes on the chassis will be up here. So these will kind of bridge that, hopefully, and everything should work out from there.
Yeah, whatever he said. I don't know how this should work.
It's okay, you'll learn. On an FC transmission, the transmission mount goes across here. On a NB transmission, it's being blocked by this guy, but there are two holes up here that the transmission can mount to. What I did was I got the stock transmission mount. I welded up this plate here for it to mount to tail end of this tail shaft. And then I got some angled bars, cut and welded them, drilled in two holes here, two holes there. So it's basically the same transmission mount, but just shifted back. And then these bars are just meant to reattach them to the stock holes. The only thing I really modified was the transmission mount up here. Did have to clear the chassis a little bit and hammer in the tunnel. Just wanted to record this as proof. So I look back at this later and admire my shitty welds and crappy fab work. But besides that, everything else lined up pretty well. The transmission is nice. It's solid and it still fits the exhaust. Everything else should just go on like normal. And after that, we'll take this for a ride and see what happens. Holy moly. Holy shit. Oh, the fuck. Fuck it all. No fucking space. We got all this footage of the process. Imagine if this shit just blows up. This is not getting uploaded. So if you see in this video, then that means it worked. Help me.
Hey. Damn. When's the last time these two cars have been on the channel, huh? How long has it been? 3 months? Who cares about downforce? Who needs downforce? Just be a better driver. Not sure if this thing is going in the video, but Rylan got a new daily here. Said screw the wagon, no more boomer activities. Going for something practical and easy to drive, according to Bunta Fujiwara. Alright, it's out of the garage.
Should I clean up the garage first and then start up? Or should we just go? Let's just go.
Interesting fact, when you do a Miata swap on an FC, it moves the shifter like an inch forward, so you're gonna need to get a new shift boot. Needs a new shift boot now.
Yeah, so on a Miata swap transmission, the shifter is an inch forward.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. All that smoke.
One engine. Oh, it feels nice. So clicky.
Nice and notchy.
Keep an eye on the temp for me.
Alright. Oh.
I need a shifter. Shift knob.
It's nice. It's short too. It's not as long as of a throw.
Happy man.
Yeah.
Let's just see if it can handle some torque though. Sure. Damn, was steering this bad before?
You're going soft.
Might have. You could definitely feel first gear is longer. Damn, this car is low. Damn, it got no torque.
That's the life we live. I can hear it whirring a little bit, but
I don't know. That's because there's no boot.
I think that's why.
Has it always been tough? I don't remember it being that tough. Damn, I haven't driven this car in so long. I forgot how it feels. I think this car was just always this loud. Oh, this shifter feels nice.
Oh, you doing so fucking bad, nigga?
I don't remember being this slow. I think we're just used to faster cars. Damn. Go up.
Man, NAFC's fucking suck, man.
Oh, this thing feels so nice. So clicky. Oh, there's so many noises in this car that I don't remember. So good. But I mean, it's not making bad noises. I think the noise is the mount. I don't think it's the transmission.
Yeah.
It sounds outside. So I've been driving the car around a while. You can definitely feel this feels much tighter, much more direct. It definitely feels much more connected, much more sporty, a little more zippy. There's a couple things here and there I still gotta work out. I need to get a shift knob, and the other thing is I need to make a new shift boot. But besides that, the car's been doing very well. There are some noises here and there underneath the car that I gotta sort out. I don't think it's the transmission. I think it's something to do with the mounts and all of that. The transmission itself feels very smooth, very good. If you know Miatas are the most race car in the world. So I guess in a way I could tell people that I now have a race car transmission. The biggest difference in gear ratios between the Miata and the RX-7 is that first gear is very, very noticeably longer on the Miata. In a way, it kind of helps. It makes first gear a little bit more usable on a rotary engine. One thing I did forget to mention was that although I have the Miata first, second, third, and fourth gears, I do still have an RX-7 fifth gear. So on the highway, I have a much better ratio. A Miata fifth gear is shorter than an RX-7 fifth gear. So highway gears or highway RPMs are higher. But the way I did it, I kept the RX-7 fifth gear. I used to own a Miata before, and my only complaint between moving from a Miata to an RX-7 was how the shifter felt, and then the gear ratios. I didn't like how long and far apart RX-7 gear ratios were. But now I have the best of both worlds. When you match this with the lightweight flywheel with the shorter gears, it becomes very fun and very rewarding to shift in this car. The gears just feel so close together. And of everything I've ever done with cars, this has to be probably the most painful and the least rewarding ratio-wise. Honestly, to anyone else who's thinking about doing this swap, I would only recommend it if you have a proper shop with proper tools that do everything, you know, well. I did this whole swap in my garage, and although it is doable, it is a lot more work, a lot more effort. You have to be very organized, make sure you don't mix and match wrong parts of the transmission. I would just stick to the non-turbo transmission. I like pushing boundaries and doing